Well, it has been 6 long months since my last video, so forgive me for taking so long, but here it is. I thought I would show you a bit of a doodle on a cereal box, the good old classic style like I used to. I love drawing on cardboard, and here it is, a triumphant return with some straightforward ink on cardboard. No idea what I'm drawing, but I'm just going to do it, and as always, start with some swirly, squiggly lines and some wires. Always love doing that sort of thing. But like I said, it's been 6 months. Where have I been? There are several things that have been keeping me busy, and I'd like to share a lot of it with you. First of all, I have another channel. For anyone who's not aware, I have another channel called Painting Insights Podcast, where on this channel I had a podcast called Good Values, which I will be bringing back. I have several interviews recorded and several that are promised to other artists that have asked me to interview them that I'm going to do, so that I have the series to bring back. It'll probably be the last series of that podcast on this channel for the time being, because the other one has taken a lot of my time and attention. Anyway, what I was saying is that I had a podcast on this channel called Good Values, and I interviewed loads of people who I knew from university to get myself started talking to artists and getting used to doing the interviews and podcasting in a different way, because it was my second podcast at the time, and since then I've had a lot of podcasts. Anyway, too many digressions. And then for the next season of the Good Values podcast, I decided to interview artists who I don't know, Jared Muralt and John Mahoney and Gracina Samosir, and just loads of amazing artists, Peter Deligdish, otherwise known as Peter Draws, and just a great guest list. Forgive the sound of seagulls in the background if you can hear them, but I live by the seaside. So that really kick-started me off into a trajectory of interviewing artists who are quite accomplished and well known. And I asked 2 painters, because it was, mostly illustrators, one filmmaker and performing artist and a photographer. And I asked 2 painters to be on the podcast. One was Tim Benson, who I love to bits, fantastic artist and very generous with his time and attention and information, which he shares with me and the audience. But also I asked Richard K. Blades to be a guest, and then after that interview, Richard enjoyed it so much he proposed that we start a podcast together where we interviewed just painters. I loved the idea, and that became Painting Insights Podcast. I may have told this story before. If so, then forgive me, but that is where I have been. I've been doing that. I've been interviewing loads and loads of artists. So I think on Good Values I was on season 3 of Good Values. I'm already into season 5 of Painting Insights Podcast, and I'm also recording interviews with guests for season 6 and making plans for what season 6 will offer. So I'm going to put a link in the description of this video in case you're interested. It's on podcast platforms. You can just Google it. It's Painting Insights Podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your podcasts, it's there. But I also do heavily edit the videos for YouTube so that it has images and videos to illustrate what we're discussing in the conversation. So that's why I recommend checking out the YouTube version of the podcast if you are that way inclined. So that's been keeping me busy. Also, for about a year and a half, maybe just over, I've been working with Finney Park, which is the most commercially successful gallery in Wales. It's a fantastic gallery. I have the privilege of joining the gallerist when he goes to see the artist and selects the work for the upcoming show, and I film that, edit it, and upload it for his YouTube channel every month. And this month there is 3 artists, which is exciting. It's Sarah Carvel, it's Lynette Rees-Parry, and it's Kate Pasval, and we got to go and see those 3 artists. In fact, 2 of them came to the gallery and had a sit down with the gallerist Ralph, and the other artist we went to go and see in her studio. But it's 3 female artists, 3 amazing artists, very talented, so that's keeping me busy as well. Incredible. Aside from that, I helped someone out with a film. I helped them make a film. I'm going to make a video about this on my Patreon channel. If any of you can support me on Patreon, it makes a big difference, really helps. And I know that I haven't been uploading for a while, but I'm going to start uploading far more frequently on this channel again. It will all be ink drawings and doodles because that is what I like to do for this channel. You may have noticed a rebranding. Anyone who's new to the channel won't have noticed, but it was called Simon Says Artwork. It's now called Simon Lee Renshaw, this channel. I'm doing that to just unify all of my social media so that it's no longer Simon Says Artwork, because that was just the original idea. I think in 2014 when I started sign writing, is that I came up with that idea, and I was doing murals for businesses and sign writing for local businesses and hotels and things. So that was the idea back then, whereas now I'd rather change that to my own name and go forward as an artist without a kind of branding name, if you know what I mean. It just didn't feel like something I was proud enough of as a name to grow and develop that sort of concept. So here we are doing this doodle. As you can see, it's turning out into wires and cables and strange machinery. I really enjoy this type of thing, but I'd like to introduce more organic forms as well. That has been something I've done in the past, and it's going to be something which I continue doing and developing soon, because I get inspired by old films that used to do that sort of thing, either David Cronenberg films, or there's a film called Tetsuo the Iron Man which I really liked, that combined organic forms with mechanical and machine like mutations, and I always like that sort of thing, so I'd like to draw more of that. But for this, it's just a warm-up, it's just a reintroduction of me and my art to this channel and to an audience. So I hope lots of people watch this. If not, then it's fine, I'll just keep hammering away at the work to get back into the algorithm, because I haven't been feeding this channel enough and it's been starving. 6 months, insane. But yeah, so on the Patreon channel, like I said, I'm going to be uploading a video about the behind the scenes of making this film. It's not my film, I was asked to help with it in certain ways, but I did film certain aspects of behind the scenes footage, but I also have lots of things that I can share, and I think I'll be able to show the film as well. I'll just have to check with the filmmaker to see if she's okay with that. And then I have news of my own as well on top of that, which I will add to the video. But for now, for this video, I'm going to just leave it at that and just let you know that there are lots of things on the Patreon channel, like my history, where I've come from with art making, and there's all kinds of things, like a visit to a scrapyard that I did, and I always upload every month. There's even an extended version of the podcast I did with Peter Draws and Scott Teplin up there, because the version which I uploaded onto YouTube was edited down for time. I wanted to upload the full version onto my Patreon so that it's available for people there. It's a great way to support artists, and it's a great way to kind of keep the channel fed and going so that I can afford to keep doing this. But yeah, like I said, I am going to invest more time into the channel and try to keep it entertaining and just put more things out there. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the video. This is the last thing that I add to the drawing. I just thought I'll do some other shape which has got kind of ribbed arches inside of a kind of cone shape thing that's going off the actual picture plane. So that's what I did. That's what you see in there. Alright, so there it is, doodle of my return to the channel. So, as I said earlier, if you can check out the Patreon channel and support me there, that would be amazing. The link is in the description of this video. I hope you're all well. I hope you're drawing. If not, then try a doodle like this. Just get a cereal box or a piece of cardboard or something that's going to go in the rubbish. It makes it so much easier to just draw whatever you like without any pressure, and have fun. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.